Hey, family, welcome to Thanks Forward, where you get a cup of positivity and a side of possibilities, but always, always a breakthrough. I'm your host, Francisca Aguayo. Come on through, grab your beverage. You might want to grab your pen and pad or your electronic device because this is going to get good. I'm here to bring it to you. You already know, full disclosure. I am a pastorpreneur. So if you don't want to hear about God or the word Jesus, don't tune in. That's just what's so. And also, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here for your entertainment. And I'm not even here to inform you. Nope. I'm here for your transformation, not information and not entertainment. So, with that being said, I want to talk to you all a little bit about one of my favorite subjects is if you change yourself, you can change your life. Jim Rohn said, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Uncle Jim, Google him if you don't know who Jim Rohn is, personal development. I call him Uncle Jim. A lot of us in the personal development world, we call him that. And I'm not saying that he was wrong, never that. But I do want to say that it was incomplete. And why I want to say about change is that there's something very different between change and transformation. So before I get into it, I do want to welcome you. If you're the first time ever you ever watched one of my live videos, put a one in the chat. I want to acknowledge you. Shout out to you for hopping on. If you know already who I am and you've been following me for a while, put an X in the chat. I just want to say thank you for coming back, repeat offender. And also two things, two favors. Don't be stingy. If you got value out of this video, which I already know you're going to, so go ahead and do it now. Like, if you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe and share. Don't be stingy. Do not let the gems only be for yourself. Okay. Definitely want to be able to. It's not about me. It's not about what it does for me to have a like or a subscription, but what it does, it helps the algorithm to get to more people, to be able to have more people break through. So we're talking about mindset and we're talking about shifting between I need to change and I need to transform. And the vocabulary, the language is so important. So when we say I need to, right, I talk about this in my 6-step system, which is one of the systems is habits. And I talk about how to break free from old habits and how to be able to create new habits. And the first thing is the language, right? We don't have to do anything. We deserve, right? We deserve to live better lives. We deserve to be a better us. We deserve to live to our full potential. So I want you to look at this analogy real quick. And the why I say that what Jim Rohn says about, change yourself, you can change your life. I, I it means well, but what I want to take it a step further is I remember going through changes. I remember that I kept changing. I would change my hairstyle. I would change my clothing. I would change jobs. I would change careers. I would change. And what I noticed and what I learned and what I discovered for myself was when I went through transformation, what the difference for me. So I'm going to give it to you like this. If you look at a chameleon, and a chameleon, it can change depending on what surface you put it on. If you put it on a blue surface, it can turn blue. If you put it on a green surface, it can turn green, right? And it continues to change, but the chameleon stays the same. It only changes according to its environment. Now, let's look at the butterfly. You already know where I'm going with this. The butterfly goes through a metamorphosis. It goes through a process that's very painful. It's dark, it's cold, it's lonely. But one thing about the butterfly is that once the butterfly is transformed, it is forever altered in who it knew itself to be. It is no longer ever going back to being in a cocoon, a caterpillar, right? So it's forever altered. It's flying. It's transformed. It's going high. It's never gonna come back, no matter where you put it. It can never go back to that environment. And that, my friend, is called the renewal of the mind. It's what my good friend Apostle Paul talks about in the book of Romans. He talks about he doesn't say change your mindset. He doesn't say change. No, the Apostle Paul says, do not, first of all, he says, do not be conformed to the ways of this world. Do not be conformed to the ways of this world, but by the renewal of your mind, okay, be transformed. So the first step of the renewing of our mind is being uncomfortable. You know why I'm clapping? Because frustration, I suspect that a lot of people, I don't know about you, but I know I've been dealing with frustration. And I'm here, I'm clapping and I'm saying yes, because guess what, my friend? I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I'm spilling the tea today, so you gotta come on in, man. If you feel where I'm coming from, even if you catch me on the replay, hashtag value, put it in the chat, throw some fire in the chat if you feel where I'm coming from, right? It's just like, wow, I got it now. Yeah, I'm frustrated. Frustration is your friend. I want to invite you to think about frustration is your friend. If it had not been for frustration, you would not have the revelation of, I don't belong here. I know there's more. There's potential. I have more inside of me. So frustration and not being conformed to the ways of the world, meaning not being conformed to your situation, not being conformed to poverty, not being conformed to just having a high school diploma, not being conformed that, oh, I'm the only one that went to college in my family, not being conformed to that little box and that little constraint, to say, I'm going to break out of here because something in my spirit, something in my soul, something is telling me that there's more. That frustration, what happens is the enemy wants to confuse you and me, and he comes out to what? To kill, steal, and destroy. The enemy wants to confuse us and have us think that frustration equals depression. And then we walk around saying we're depressed. We walk around saying we're sad. We walk around saying we're not good enough. My life sucks. I don't matter. I'm not good enough. Instead of walking around and saying, I'm frustrated because I don't belong here. I know there's more. The Bible says that I am the head and not the tail. The creator said that he gives me the ability to produce wealth, right? And that kind of self-talk is what's missing. So therefore, frustration is not meant to lead to depression and suicide and disempowerment. Frustration is meant for us to get uncomfortable so that we can do what? So that we can go and renew our mind and transform our lives. Because when we're frustrated and we're not conformed, we start seeking. We start seeking the word of God. We start seeking God in prayer. I mean, at least that's what we're supposed to do, right? And we start seeking for what's missing. But see, what happens is that most of us don't do that. We automatically go to what's wrong. And I challenge you, my friend, that the next time you are feeling like there's something wrong with you, I want you to say, instead of saying, I know you, I don't, listen, if you feel me on this, even if you catch me on the replay, I want you to put two X's in the chat, two X's, because I know I'm not the only one that would immediately say to myself, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I get that answer right? What's wrong with me? And then when you ask your brain what's wrong with me, your brain wants to answer, well, because you're stupid. That's what's wrong with you, because you're not enough. That's what's wrong with you. And it starts just, right? But I feel this for somebody. I want to invite you to start saying what's missing, right? And then what you do is when you say what's missing, you allow your brain to go into creativity mode, and you start creating and you start looking for resources for what's missing. One of the exercises I do with my clients is an exercise where we look for what's missing, and then we start creating endless possibilities for them, right? And we start looking for what's missing. How I explain that real quick, I'm explaining in 30 seconds, right? Is if you were cooking a pot of stew, and you were mixing the stew and tasting the stew, you're looking for what's missing. If you ever made chili or stew, you know that this is what you do. You got to taste it to see what's missing. And if you say, okay, I taste maybe some garlic, maybe some onion, maybe some carrots, something, you start throwing things in there. But I never started cooking a batch of stew or chili and said, oh, no, something's wrong. Let me throw it away. And I want you to take that, and I want you to take that into consideration when you're dealing with, there's something wrong with me. You know, what's wrong with my partner? What's wrong with my finances? What's wrong with, and we start saying that there's things that are wrong with us. There's things that are wrong with our partners. There are things that are wrong in our finances. There's things that are wrong in our job. I can't be an entrepreneur because, and we go down that rabbit hole. So, what I do as a coach and as a guide is that I go alongside of you to co create with you. So, we look together for what's missing, and then we put it in and we create new possibilities. That's the mindset shift. That's what turns your mind from change into transformation. See, informative learning will have you changing for a moment. Motivation will pump you up for 50 seconds. But transformation, my friend, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level of leadership. Because once you're transformed, you can not only transform yourself, you start now causing your environment to transform, to be in alignment with who you created yourself to be. It's just magic, man. That's all I can say. That stuff is magical. And that's what I want to share with you. I want to share with you the magic of being transformed, the miracle of not being conformed to the ways of this world, the true value of knowing yourself, and shifting in that whole shift of the mindset. It's almost like the seasons, right? The seasons change, the seasons, they go through things, and we have the same ability. You know, there are so many things that I would love to share with you. There's so many things that I with you, that I want to be able to grow with you and see your breakthrough, because that is my true reward, is to see people break through and go out there and make a difference in the world for whatever it is that they're up to. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people who are frustrated, who say that you know there's more, I know that I was created for more. I want to get out of this career. I want to have a home-based business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to take a leap of faith and become a licensed agent. I want to do real estate. I want to do investment. I want to be whatever it is, a teacher, whatever you want to be more than what you are right now, and you're frustrated in your current situation, and you feel that there's something wrong with you and that there's no way out, I want you to know that the devil is a liar. That there's nothing wrong with you. You are whole and complete just the way you are. And there is nothing wrong. What it is things that are missing. And my friends, you can't see them. That's why you deserve a coach that can stand on the sidelines and watch for you and show you what's in your way. Because if you don't know what you don't know, then you can't grow. And if you don't have an intentional growth plan, a strategic blueprint, how are you going to go and run and play the game of life? You can't. You can't. Not without a coach. Because without a coach, you're not playing the game of life. Life is playing you. And I want to invite you to come and get some coaching so you can go and win. Because I don't know about you, but I've never met any coach that doesn't want to take their team to not to the playoffs, but to the championship. And you're a champion, my friend. Let's get you winning. I love you all. Remember to share, like, Subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube. Share this with a friend. Don't be stingy. And I want you to comment. I don't care if you watch this in the replay 20 years from now. I still want to hear your comments. I still put it out into the atmosphere, into existence, and speak life. I love you all. You deserve the best. Work harder on yourself than you do on your career, on your business, on your marriage, on your house, everything. Because if you work on yourself, you bring yourself into every relationship. You bring yourself into every career. You bring yourself into every room and atmosphere that you step foot in. So if you work on yourself and you create something new for yourself and your way of being, you get to change your whole environment because of your transformation. I love you all. Take care. Have a blessed night. Shalom.